Hello, beautiful souls. Genea here with Third Eye Gypsy. Just wanted to give you guys a preview of what I will be taking with me to my Bead Boutique show September 7th and 8th, which is first Friday and Saturday from 10 to 5 p.m. So if you guys have been following along, these are the Harvest Sun beads and they have citrine inside. And I'll be bringing all of my semi-precious stone beads. And then here's a moon that has moonstone inside. And here are the rising sun ohm beads. Here's the extra large focal and the rising sun, along with the harvest moons and suns. And the whole series of beads here is really, really beautiful. Got some raku going on. I've got little mini sets here, and after I made this first set, the designs just ended up being horizontal, which is great for bracelets, but I thought maybe you guys would do more with vertical style beads for pendants, so I created these little mini sets here. So you can use the moon as a focal and then use the spiral seed spacers as mismatch earrings, or just kind of whatever you wanted to do with these. So I tried to make a nice variety of beads because, you know, I like to make little samplings of things. And a lot of these are odd lot glasses, which are my favorite. So they're very unique. I've got one little goddess bead here. She is the Mother Earth Goddess. This bead's really, really beautiful. It's really hard to photograph. It's got some really awesome streaky greens and blues with the super rainbowy raku. And then I've got an ivory goddess on the front. And she's really beautiful too. Then we have some Desert Serpent lentils. These are my peacock ones, done in this really gorgeous purple with the raku rainbow bubble button dots. Now, when I talk about the bubble buttons, these are, see if I can get it to focus for me, they have a little air bubble trapped inside, and then they're kind of indented like little buttons. So it doesn't want to focus while I rotate, but you get the idea there. And then here are the meditating full moon beads. And these have moonstone in the full moons. Now the moonstone in the full moons is super, super tiny, and so when it's in the super clear, you can't really see the stones in there because they're so fine. So imagine putting gemstones in water that are clear, and you'll notice that they kind of disappear. So same kind of thing with that. So when I did the moons here, I did the bigger chunks so you can see them in here. And then I've got some more of these gorgeous coral, the sacred ohm beads. These are the rainbow cavern beads that are super gorgeous. They are rustic, stone textured, and matte, and then they have shiny pools. So they're really reflective and really beautiful. I love the contrast of the stone and the shiny together. And then I've got our Desert Thunder spikes. These are also rustic, stone textured, matte, and shiny, and these also have bubbles in the tips, which are really awesome. They're also very hard to photograph. And then I've got one of these extra large ones. This was actually a request for an order, so I created one, and I made a couple just to make sure that I'd be able to fill the order. So I have an extra one. So that was unplanned but exciting. And then I have this beautiful necklace using our Bright Earth vortex flowers. Here are some of the men's sacred scent beads, or not necessarily men's, more masculine style. I created the Talisman collection, which was my more male energy inspired line of work, just because I felt like there really wasn't a lot of men's jewelry out there, masculine style jewelry that was very awesome. So I wanted to do this with the lava stone where you can add the essential oils. So I did these here, and then I've got some over here that are done with some really beautiful African trade beads, lava stone, and then I call these my drips pendants. And then here we have the tribal spike necklaces. And these also have the really beautiful spikes with the mirrored dot on the inside. And I've got some beads here from Karen Totten of Star Road Studio and Marcia Neal Studio, along with my awesome stuff. So I also have the women's line here, the more feminine inspired necklaces. And these are a little bit smaller, a little bit more delicate. Semi-precious stones on these. I've got some garnet, some watermelon tourmaline, moonstone, prehnite, turquoise. I've got some sandcast beads in here. And then these have the prehnite and the African trade bead Vaseline glass. And here's some more Marcia Neal Studio cones on these. And these are the Harmony Bell designs. These have the little tinkly bells inside. They make a really great noise. I don't know if you'll be able to enjoy that as much as you do in person. I have one Dutch moon bead left, and these are super, super rare African trade beads that are about 200 years old, and they're really incredible. They have this kind of opal look to them. And then I've got the rainbow moonstone faceted beads here with the glass that's like, I used an opal-y color. And then there's moonstones in here. That's really, really pretty. And then I've also got moonstones in here. And this one is on like a pale peach. And then this is on a really pale yellow-green to match the prehnite, which looks a little bit washed out in the photo, or the video here. And let's take a look. I've got some of my sea urchin beads. You guys remember those were super popular a few years back. I've got some Crystal Beach lentils here. Here are our ocean beads, and these have really awesome little air bubbles inside. They look like foam from the ocean, little sea foam washing up. And then we've got the beach stone spacers that have the rustic texture to them. Here are the spiral seed spacers, and if you guys remember seeing my post, Marcia Neal and I are doing a collaboration. She requested some wingdings and some spiral seed spacers, and she is making jewelry sets with her beads and our beads. So keep an eye out for those. I'm not sure when those are coming out, but they will be out soon-ish. And then I've got some booby beads, because Breast Cancer Awareness Month is right around the corner. And these can just, you know, celebrate feminine energy. I did a special order for a woman, a transgender woman, and so I created these sets of booby beads as a special order. So it was a real honor to do that for someone, to celebrate just being themselves and being really comfortable in their skin. I've got some little hippie peace sign sets here with little happy polka dots. These would be super great for a necklace and some earrings. I have some like little random sets here of wingdings. I have the daisy beads here, and these sets are pretty awesome. They have my little glass dabs head pins. And I created some designs for these a while back for spring. They're a lot of fun to work with, and I like the idea of a variety in a set so you can kind of play around. So there's enough here to do a pendant and earrings. And then here are some more of the Rainbow Cavern beads. If you remember, these guys were part of the first series. I did black, and then I did the Odd Lot Coral. These are so gorgeous. The lighting is having a little bit of problem today since it's kind of cloudy and stormy outside. But trust me, they are super, super saturated. Got some tribal spikes. Here's some more of the new moon beads. These are really awesome too. Again, super hard to photograph. They've got really beautiful rustic stone texture with raccoon moonstone. And then I have one of these cradle moon ohm beads. This was kind of a trial here, but it turned out pretty awesome. I've got some more of the spiral seed spacers, the mud puddles wingdings, some ohm, some eyes, glass head pins with moonstones in them, and the ohm, the sacred ohm glass head pins. And then here are the rustic stone textured head pins with the shiny puddles. These are super incredible. I could take a million photos and still not capture the magic. Here are some of the Talisman series necklaces with the larger focals. And I have a sacred ohm bead here. I actually made a few beads to match one of my outfits, and I made an extra large one for myself, but here's the smaller one. Again, the colors are really beautiful. They're just not coming out so well on this light. There's a little star on here by Starry Road Studio, and a little tinkly bell. I've got some... Oh, here's a heart, and this one has carnelian in the center. It's really awesome. The raccoon in the background is kind of brown too. So you can see the stone on the background, but it blends a little bit. And then here's some more of the full moon meditation beads with moonstone and the moon. I've got some dread beads. There's some really beautiful raccoon ones, tribal style. This one has some really gorgeous metallics on it, which I don't know if it'll show up here, but they're pretty awesome. Got a skull. I'm going to have some loose beads this time, so I'm going to do the spiral seed spacers. So if you don't want a full set of something, you can just hand pick singles. I've got some other singles in here, some more spacers. Here's the little glass dabs head pins for that designing. And here are the infinity vortex beads. I've got a lot of different colors. Some evil eye beads or third eye beads with some dichroic and cubic zirconia. Hollow beads, the original vortex flowers that inspired the infinity vortex designs. Got some awesome head pins here. These are the mixed head pins for $10 each. I've got this really beautiful eye bead necklace. This is the one that is on our current business card. I'll have some sari silk here, and I'm bringing some woolly wire from my stash for you guys too, since you guys know how much I love using that. This is Nellie Thomas of Woolly Wire, etc. So you can find more there. And that about concludes our preview. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Can't wait to see you this weekend. Love light and highest vibrations.